Okay, to make a worm tower, all you need is an empty bucket, preferably one that's of the heavier plastic. You can get these off Gumtree, or there are some places in Burleigh Heights where they keep them for free. This is one size, this is the bigger size, which is probably more suitable for a larger family. You probably need about 7 of them, one for each day of the week, depending on how much waste you generate. And then all you do is drill holes. I used about it's probably about a 10 mil bit. And then you'll end up with holes all the way around for the worms to get in and out of. And then I'm going to pass it over to my trusty assistant Miriam to cut the bottom out of them.
So first of all, you need to remove all the excess plastic from the outside to make sure it's not going into your soil. And once done, you take this machine to remove the bottom, the jigsaw. Ta-da!
Okay, your next job is to dig a hole which allows the bucket to be buried about up to here. And then you put it in your hole and you put the lid on, and you put some compost worms in to start off with. Leave them a week or so just to settle down, and then you can start adding food. And the trick is to only add food when they've eaten the last lot. Otherwise it tends to go mushy and horrible and slimy and stinky, which just means it's rotting and they're not eating it. If you find that you have more produce than you can dispose of, you need more towers, that's all. Okay. Keep food scraps out of landfill. I use another jug for my Thermomix. It just happened that it came with 2, and I treat that as my food scrap bin. So I just chuck it in. There's some tea leaves in here. When it's full, I just add some water and then blend everything up. Can you come in closer more, Charlotte? Keep the greasy, dirty paper that I drain oily stuff or clean out fry pans and things with. And I take that with me when I take things out to my worm tower. Now, because I have multiple worm towers, I actually label them with the day of the week so that I can remember which one I've last fed. So this one, I'll just tip it in there, wipe out with my dirty paper, chuck my other dirty paper in, and let the worms do their job. I try not to feed them if they've still got food from the last time. I'll move on to one of the other worm farms and check that first. That means I don't end up with a grey sludgy mess. Now, if you see a seedy mass of what looks like white maggots, they're actually soldier fly larvae, and they do an even better job than worms in processing your food waste. So they're a good thing to have. If you've got your worm tower located in a place that gets some sun, use one of these terracotta things or one of the black plastic ones and put it over the top, because it just gives you some UV protection. Otherwise your bucket will disintegrate fairly quickly. Okay, so there I have 2 teenage children, and this is our compost bin that sits on the bench. This is our veggies only. We also have one for the worm farm for meat. This is what can be in our bin. So we have a full-size orange. So of course, obviously large sizes like that need to be cut up, because you can, with your worms, you can put in orange and onions as long as there's not too much, and you can cut it up. So we'll just make them smaller. We also have a large size carrot in here, and because I use a stick blender, because I don't have a spare blender, I do need things at a smaller size, and I tend to blend up every other day so that it's not too much to blend. It also needs a lot of water to get the stick blender in. So now, wearing an apron is also a good idea, and so I just give it a quick and here's our final
juiced, pureed mix of compost, ready for the worm tower.